Welcome, Christian Metal Group. We are here with Zack Glacier. Is that how you say
Yeah.
it?
Glaeser, yeah.
Glacier. So, my name is Jimmy, and we have Jay. We're part of the leadership team for the Christian Metal Group,
That's
and we
right.
are here to interview Glae. Is this a one-man band? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, one-man band. And how do you describe your style?
What I like, I guess. I don't
Nice.
know. It's definitely deathcore, but it's not 100% like new wave,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
it
New is it
sounds
is
and
it
stuff.
is it new wave of heavy metal North Carolina music?
I wouldn't call it new, but yeah, there are music scenes in North Carolina.
Awesome.
I'm not really in them.
Yeah, yeah. So Zach
Nice.
is located in the great state of North Carolina,
Yes,
USA.
sir.
So Zach, did you grow up in a religious home?
Um, Not really. It was always like you believe in God, right? All right, you're good. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
that was pretty much it. But I mean, we went to church and stuff, like
sure.
went through phases of church, you know. But the idea has always been there, you know.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So I
and
didn't come from like an atheist type deal at
sure.
all.
Hmm.
And what about
Cool.
did you grow up in a musical home?
No, not at all.
Oh wow.
No. I've been listening to I stole some music from my dad when I was like 6, and he had like Metallica, Megadeth, AC/DC, Alice in Chains.
Hmm.
You know, I listened to that while I was growing up, and I was always fascinated by Metallica.
So was
And I
that
was like, I
Metallica
don't
was
know how, but I want to do that. You know, is
was
just
Right.
make
Metallica your
music.
gateway drug?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
same for me.
But then in middle school, though, I ran into like Slipknot, August Burns Red, For
Hmm.
Today, For
Yeah,
Today, one of the best bands ever. You know,
but,
The
but
Devil Wears Prada.
it started with Metallica, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jay? What was your gateway?
Dude, I think that for so many people, Metallica was the beginning.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think,
yeah.
dude, I think my experience is a little bit different than yours. I think I grew up in one of those homes that was very conservative, of course, and it was like um, we listened to only Christian music. So
Oh
the
yeah.
first I heard like anything get like because of that I was always searching for like the just the most edgy progressive Christian music there is. So Petra was like first for me, and then Striper like very soon after, and then from there I jumped into like the thrash metal, the death metal stuff. Metallica, I saw Metallica on the Grammys years ago, and I think that really jump started like my love for extreme music. So
That'll do it.
yes, how many instruments do you play? I know you're a one man band. How many instruments you actually play?
I play drums, guitar, bass, and I don't claim anything with like keyboards and stuff. I will play keyboard, but I've never considered myself a keyboardist.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I do it really in the moment when I need it. You know what I mean? So it's not like too crazy. The way I make music is I'm usually coming up with the ideas without an instrument around at all, and then I translate it in a way.
Nice.
So if it calls for some sort of keys, I'll spend the 40 hours trying to make it sound good. you
No,
know?
a lot of people say that don't play keys. That's interesting. You know what? I gotta turn I have to turn a question on Jimmy because we did answer
Uh-oh.
about how we what happened as far as our influences. What was your gateway drug in the metal, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was the Black Album by Metallica.
Okay, dang. So
Uh,
Metallica had a
I mean,
big influence on.
I definitely remember some AC/DC and Motley Crue. Um, before that, my mom
Mhm.
was big into Steppenwolf and um, Starship. We Built This City was one of my favorite '80s songs. But as far as
Nice. Yeah. Heck yeah.
metal, I'm pretty sure it was the Black Album by Metallica, self-titled.
Mhm.
That one, that was the first one I remember. Like I borrowed it from a friend or something, and I just played it over and over. And the same thing
Yeah.
happened when POD Southtown came out, and
Nice.
my friend was like, "Hey man, can I get my CD back?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess I got to go buy one."
Oh man, yeah. Snuff the Punk was like
Oh,
The
yeah,
first
I
one
had
I
that one
heard.
too, and Brown.
I was
Yeah,
so blown away by that, dude.
for
So
sure.
yeah, so as far as Zach is concerned, so what? Now, once you got into Metallica, and then you started getting into Slipknot and all that other kind of stuff. So, what influenced you to just go straight up into an extreme metal direction musically?
I was hearing, it was around seventh grade. I was hearing a lot of Devil Wears Prada,
Mm-hmm.
um, and like the Crimson Armada. There's certain like it was a lot of it happened to be Christian music. I never like strictly listened to Christian music. That was something I
Mm-hmm.
always had to like seek out myself.
Right.
Um, but what was the question again? Sorry.
Oh, oh, this is one how you got into extreme metal.
How I got, I mean, yeah, I was listening to a lot of like particular metalcore, and I really liked breakdowns. Like I remember this whole period of in my adolescent life where I discovered like the breakdown. You know what I mean? And it did something to me. And then eventually I was like, I think, and then I learned how to do the yelling stuff pretty
Okay.
early by listening to the Devil Wears Prada. That's how I was like, what is he doing? And when I was alone, I was like trying to figure it out. I was super fascinated,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to start a band.
Nice.
And then the area I'm in was there was not a lot of like musicians, let alone musicians that wanted to play metal. You know,
Or
so
death metal, even,
I
right?
end right, and I ended up um, learning drums after guitar and bass, and then it was like I could do the vocals, and then a lot of it was just learning how to make a song because you could write a song all day, but is it good? And it was like a long time. I had another project before Glae where it was really just purely uh, experimental in the way where I was just figuring everything out. You know, like I feel like it took me over 10 years to make like a good song.
So
Like it
you,
took a while
you dropped your first single in 2021. Is that correct?
for Glae. Yeah,
Yeah, for Glae. Yeah. So I
I
mean,
was doing Travesty in like 2012. I was like 14 when I started like
oh
teaching
wow.
myself how to record and everything. It's not good,
There,
but I
there's
did, you know.
definitely there's definitely some good Christian metalcore and metal musicians in North Carolina. The
Yeah.
only thing is they're all older now, so they, back around the early 2000s. I mean, you had He Is Legend come out of there.
Yeah.
I actually booked them. They were known as Uriah Omen, and then they changed to He Is Legend. You got Beloved, Hope's Fall. I mean, so many great bands. I can't remember all of them, but it was during that period there was a ton that came out of North Carolina and Florida, Central Florida, for whatever reason. Under oath from Central Florida and all.
Mhm.
So that's cool. Yeah. So you just went out and did your own thing, and you just kind of progressed and learned as you went along,
Yeah.
how to do different instruments.
I mean, I taught myself how to do everything. If I had the proper direction, I could have probably gotten to where I am now in maybe 4 years. So whenever I meet other musicians that aren't familiar with like recording and editing their own music, I like to tell them everything that I know they need to know. Otherwise, they'll be struggling for years before it clicks. It could be like that.
Right.
So I
So
like
you
to teach
not only
people
do
the
you
right way right away instead of making them struggle. And you know what I
sure
mean? Because I
that's
did.
good, paying it forward, man. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you sing and record every instrument, you actually produce, you mix, you do
No,
everything,
no,
or
no, no,
okay?
no, no. I do not mix.
Oh, you don't. You do
So,
everything.
and the drums are not live. I mean, it's no
Right,
secret the drums are
right.
not live. I do play drums when I write. Um, I record direct input guitars. My bass tone, my guitar tones, and my drum samples are all strictly me. So when I send off a finished song, I strip off the tone, guitar tone, bass tone, and like everything's just clean signal, and then they add their expensive, nice stuff to it and make it sound better, you know.
Sure.
But as far as like making the music, it's just me.
Yeah.
But no, I don't mix. I mean, my mixes like my demos sound really bad. And that's a whole other skill and talent that
Sure.
I'm sure I could learn it, but it's not. I could just, I like outsourcing for something, I guess.
I
you
understand.
know. I don't mind that. Same with art. Like I don't do the art either.
Okay. Yeah, I do like the art for sure. I was looking over your albums and all, and
Thank you.
it definitely fits the music. And I like the new EP, man. That's that one's the only one
Do
that's
you
really
like it?
got some bright colors and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love the art for it. Yeah. It was. I was surprised.
So
It,
you sent us two songs to check out earlier. Are those
yeah.
on the EP or are those something that's coming out later?
No, those are not out yet.
Dude,
Yeah, new
Should
stuff.
not be
New
shared
stuff.
until
no,
October.
but I that first
Yeah,
song,
oh yeah,
man.
no, we wouldn't.
That first
We
song is
appreciate you.
really I really liked it a lot. The breakdowns and the guitar on it.
Yeah.
Man, the fans are
Well,
gonna
thank
love
you.
it.
I
Yeah.
really hope so. I really do. Um, just going. I'm just going. That album is going to be 14 songs.
Nice.
One cover, and then 3 remakes. So
Can you
like
tell us
I'll do
what the
Flesh
cover is?
Cycle, In Sleep, and a song off the Set Free album. I can't remember it right now,
What's
but
the
yeah.
what's the cover? Or do you wanna talk about that?
Oh yeah, why not? Why
We're
not?
making history right here, baby.
Yeah, I guess so. It's now here's the thing. This is the only reason I wouldn't want to talk about
Okay.
it, but
You
we're
don't have
going to
to.
talk about it. But if it absolutely sucks, I'm not releasing it.
Oh man, no. From what I've heard so far, it does not suck.
Thank you. But we got so it's 14 songs. He sent me the mix for the 13th song yesterday.
Okay.
So that last song is the cover, so I don't know yet.
Gotcha.
But it is Attack Attack. It's an Attack Attack song. What
Okay.
A for Andrew? A for Andrew.
Nice. Well, that's
Yeah.
something a little different, you know.
Yeah. Well, I love Attack Attack too. Attack
Yeah.
Attack's awesome. They were one of the ones I didn't mention them, but I listened to them a lot at first,
Nice.
like when I first was introduced to the metalcore stuff. But yeah,
That's
I like
awesome.
Attack Attack.
Jay's hat says, we're making history now.
Yeah, making history. Hopefully people like it. Hopefully people like it because people seem to be okay with the Grimes cover on Deception, and nobody I got positive reception, and they're like, "Wait, it's a cover." I'm like, "Yes, it's a cover of this girly pop song." They're like, "Huh?" But yeah, so I think it'll be okay. But I have a feeling more people will know the Attack Attack song. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So you said that in your area there isn't much of, there isn't much going on as far as musicians and stuff. Are there places to play there? And
Yeah.
are you considering to, do you have a touring band that you're putting together at all?
No, I actually just left a band called Patty B. I played drums in it,
Okay.
and I was with them for a little over a year, and we started playing shows, and I realized I wasn't missing. I don't usually get FOMO. I don't get fear of missing out. I'm perfectly fine doing my own thing. But there was always a part of me that wanted to play shows and experience that. Like I was missing out. Like that was the goal.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I can put together these songs, albums, and whatever, but like I haven't expressed it. I haven't performed it. And during the few shows, because we practiced for over a year and then started doing shows, and I was like, things are changing. But I realized it wasn't all I thought it was going to be. A lot of preparation. For 30 minutes, you know what I mean? Which is
Mhm.
fine, but it wasn't hitting it for me. And I chose a different life. As much as I've always loved music and wanted it to be my career, uh, the truth is that's not something to put all my eggs in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So no, I quit because I'm starting school again in August.
Oh wow.
So
Interesting.
So you got
I
you got a
chose the
band.
wife, buy a house, stable job life over the relentless grind of trying to make a living off of music. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
saying it's impossible either. It's just it's a lot, and I
yeah.
I need time that's not that because I
But
mean
you're
I'm
doing
married. I want to have a
something.
child. You
You're
know.
doing something you love though. You're
Yeah,
still
100%.
making music. You're working a
Yeah.
full time job and you're going back to school. So
Hmm.
and you got a baby. Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't have a baby. I want one.
Oh,
Me,
you
we're
don't have
I
one
want
yet.
one.
Nice.
Not yet. That's
Working on it.
the
Yeah.
last thing, I guess.
So,
But
so what's your day job currently?
I work as like a machine mechanic at
Okay.
and it's a yarn. They texture yarn. It's yarn.
Okay.
It's like synthetic fibers and all sorts of stuff, you know. But I
And
work
do
on the
you
machine basically. I'm just maintenance, machine maintenance.
is it true that you only listen to Blue Fire Horizon while you're working?
I don't listen to music while I'm working, but if I
Oh,
did
okay.
it, yes.
Nice.
And what are you going to school for?
I'm gonna get my. I have an HVAC degree that I didn't utilize. I ended up working in maintenance at the company I work at. Instead of going and doing residential apprenticeships because it didn't pay as much, so I had to pick the more lucrative thing. It was around the time that the economy over here started, pooping out. So
Okay.
everything happened at a good time. I made the right choice,
Sure. Yeah.
But so I'm going back for an electrician or what is it? There's like 20 degrees for it. It's an electrician degree essentially, and I plan on getting licensed. Like that's going to be the grind.
Yeah.
After this album releases, I might not release a lot of music. I might go on a little break where I
Yeah.
can focus on that, But not to trail off too much, but
Yeah.
basically, yeah. I won't have to do as much time in school though. That's basically what I was getting at because I already went and got the HVAC degree,
Nice.
so
Mhm.
it'll be only a year. So I just got to suffer through a year and then I'll be done. But
Okay. Awesome.
yeah, just trying to take the opportunities I can. There's not a lot of competition right now, which is really weird. You'd think younger people would want to dominate in like these blue collar jobs, and they don't. So I'm taking it.
Oh man, it's open field for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of money in it too, man. Yeah,
Potentially, yeah. That's the
trades
goal.
are dying off, so that's good, man. I'm glad you're doing that.
Thank you. Just trying to do good by me and my family and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Not very music related, but
No, that's cool.
No.
I think what's the coolest thing about that is, I mean, when it comes to people doing maintenance and being mechanics and doing stuff like that, we probably don't have enough. But
Hmm.
yeah.
I think one of the coolest things about or one of the goals, should I say, about having jobs, when it comes to having jobs and doing something is, even like with your schooling, it's all about finding work or finding things to do that's going to
Mhm.
last you a while, things that people need. It's all about finding a need and then filling it with
Mhm.
your particular gift.
Supply and
And I
demand.
think, yeah, yeah, but and that happens with music too. And I guess that's why deathcore exists for people that may need that. So, what kind of audience would you say is the typical deathcore audience?
Uh, I don't know if I should be answering that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you in trouble.
I mean, I don't know. I listen to all different types of music. I like weird music. I like music where the first few times you hear it, it like scares you because you're like, what did I just hear? I
Mhm.
love weird
Give
stuff.
us a few examples. What are you like? What bands are you referring to?
Maybe like Death Grips.
Mhm.
Not Christian. A lot. Not. I don't listen to like strictly. I listen to music because I like it and it's good.
Yeah,
And if it's not like outright evil, I think I'll be okay. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think we're
But
all on the same page there.
yeah, good, good. Death Grips. Some JPEG Mafia. Grimes. Always like just stuff that it's like you have your traditional music qualities, but then there's this layer of what like you can't expect it. It's very unique to the artist. I don't know. It like the worst thing is when I listen or I get shown a new band. I'm not going to name any names, okay? I get shown a new band and they sound exactly like another band,
Yeah.
you know, which it happens, and I'm not the one that decides if that's okay or not. I'm
Like
just not really into it.
who are you talking about?
I'm not going to say who I'm talking about. Look,
Yes.
because I feel like a big problem with the really just any music scene that's like expressed over the internet. There's a lot of like ego
Yeah.
and not lack of self-awareness, pretty
Yeah.
much. Like people
Yeah.
forget that like we can see through your stuff. You know what I mean? It's I don't think it's healthy for me to but that's what my opinion would come from is like this audience that I see like the loud minority maybe. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
What
But
what
no,
is
I just like anything. So I don't know who would like deathcore because it's like people get surprised when I listen to some of the things that
yeah.
they find out I listen to. You know.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
legit. Well, what's a newer band that you're into? Like within like the last 5 years or something, one or two bands that are new that you're really gotten into.
I'm gonna hate this looking back at it because I'm gonna think about it later.
Hmm.
I don't know, honestly. Not to be boring, but I really don't know. I mean, a new band, maybe Slaughter to Prevail.
Yo,
Yeah,
God,
that's
they're
not
so
like
good.
weird music though. That's like just I think they're good. It's just
I
Yeah.
think
good.
they're good too. They're really good to me, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Um,
cool.
maybe okay, maybe like Body Box and Snuffed on Sight,
Hmm.
Peeling Flesh. It's that
Okay.
that kind of goofy um, trailer park trash can music. That's it. That's the vibe. It's awesome. It's super heavy, but it's just ignorant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I
I,
hear
I
you. I
like
hear
that
you.
stuff. That's like a cool. I'd say that's like a wave of deathcore and hardcore music. A
Hmm.
little bit. Those guys.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all like a new thing. Maybe not Slaughter to Prevail in there, but you know,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not to prevail, man. I remember when I
they're
first heard
hard, man.
them.
They're
Yeah.
hard.
Super hard. So as far as you mentioned hardcore, and that's a really good thing. It seems that a lot of bands, and we're just music genre type of stuff. You have hardcore, you got metalcore, you got deathcore, sort of kind of stuff. But to me, it seems like a lot of the core bands have almost forgotten some of the I guess things that make hardcore hardcore. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know that gets kind of weird because it's like, yo,
Yeah.
where's the core in there? Like, like, and
Yeah.
so that gets a little weird. I think that one of my favorite bands that were probably at the very start of metalcore is Zayo.
Mm.
And they always had like, well, not always, but when Dan joined the band and they did War Blood and Fire, he brought like kind of a
Yeah.
um,
Zayo made their
metal.
own genre. I feel like they didn't
Yeah, it's
copy
like
anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody copied them, but they had a
right,
really good
exactly,
blend of metalcore and black metal together, and
right,
it was
exactly.
very unique.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely invaders. So I think, but the hardcore element was and still is so prevalent there, and it's like,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's like I think some people tend to equate hardcore to breakdowns. Like, okay, yeah, let's get a good breakdown, and hey, all of a sudden it's core. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that's another one I just thought of. I liked. I've been getting into Knocked Loose, Kawanashi. They got some good stuff. I
Mhm.
remember seeing Kawanashi live before they were like really popular. I
Oh wow.
guess 'cause they've been blowing up recently.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
they've been knocked loose a lot on liquid metal for sure.
yeah, yeah. They're pretty hard. I like that. I guess that's kind of recent, maybe. I think.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm not. I'm trying to give you good answers.
oh, no, 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 you're good, dude. No, this is like Jimmy said. This is like
No,
just strictly a conversation,
no,
dude.
Right,
no right
right.
or wrong. No right or wrong answers. Yeah.
There's
Yeah, but it's
definitely
just
no right or
when
wrong
you
answers.
have all these artists you listen to daily, and then you're like, "Who are they?" Someone asks you, "Who are they?" And you're like, let me
Yeah,
think."
no, man, dude.
What?
So, you are you still with Broken Curfew Records?
Yeah,
All right, cool. So how is that working with them? And what brought you back?
fantastic. So far, so good. Um, yeah, it was not a bad decision. I
Mm-hmm.
remember, again, not gonna name any names, but there was two labels that I was had to choose between, and I prayed about it, and I was like, what do I do? Because there's downsides to both of these, and there's upsides to both of these. And then I've talked to people, try to figure things out from the insiders, I guess. And then out of nowhere, is it Chris Olsen? Yeah,
Mhm.
just messaged me about my music. He's like, I really like this, whatever. You should talk to Seth about Broken Curfew Records. I was like, huh. And this, after the whole prayer situation, okay, this was like 45 minutes later that he just
Oh wow.
texted me out of nowhere. So I was like, all right, this is it. This might be it, And everything was great. I got a really good deal.
And you've been
I'll
with
leave
them
it at
since
that.
you
I got a
started,
really,
right?
really good deal.
You've been with them since you started, right?
No, no,
Oh,
it was before I had made Deception, and I was like, I need to do something different from Extraction. I was like, as far as marketing goes, I hate social media. Like, I mean, it's great, but I don't like sitting on social media being like, please listen to my music. I'm not into it. I really don't like doing that. So I was like, how can I get someone else to do it? That's pretty much the appeal. And CDs, like stuff that I could do, but I just don't want to. I don't want to do my own CDs. I don't want to do my own merch. I want to do like the fun stuff that I like, and then all the slightly stressful or time consuming things. I want to see if a label could do it, and that was kind of the appeal. Mainly CDs, though. I think CDs was a big one
yeah.
because it's like, yeah, I mean, CDs are cool. I like CDs. I grew up with
Is
CDs, so.
is Broken Curfew strictly a Christian record label?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think more than half of us, maybe 75% of the bands are considered Christian bands, but
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. I think it's kind of like the Rottweiler label.
Right.
It's like, same
So
idea.
so have you ever thought about or have you done any like songs with any other artists on the label, or have they done any with you?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, I had so um for what was it? What was the last one called? Into the Sunset. Sorry, I should know this. So Into the Sunset wasn't supposed to be Into the Sunset. It was supposed to be a split with Hard Look. So, that was a whole thing that I stayed completely out of. I just wanted to make a project with my friend, you know,
Mhm.
and then it just couldn't be easy. And it had been the hardest thing. Like, it went from convincing everybody that it was a good idea and splits are a thing, like, because they're not as popular, but they are a thing.
Sure.
And on top of that, I mean, also the the actual music for Into the Sunset was done like over half a year ago. So I
Okay.
had already been almost done. By the time that was finished, I was done recording this album coming out. So in my head, this new stuff I made is already like leagues ahead of what I had. And then Robert Manzone mixed and mastered uh, this last project, and then I got a new person for this album that's coming out. The unannounced album.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was kind of like a farewell to Robert. I love Robert. He's just busy. He's in what's that popular with Blood Comes Cleansing. He like
Oh
joined
wow.
that. He just couldn't. He couldn't keep up with the whole um, doing my mixing on the side, and he did other people's as well. So it was just kind of like, all right, dude, I don't want to stress you out. That's the last thing I want. So I'll just look for someone else.
Sure.
And
Cool.
I
That's
actually found a
that's nice.
guy in Italy. He lives in
Oh wow.
Italy, and he's
Cool.
very good. What you heard today was mixed by him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think it was a good choice. Everything worked out well. I
Yeah.
love Robert though. It wasn't like a bad situation thing. It just wasn't working anymore because Robert had done the mixing on Extraction and Deception, and then lastly Into the Sunset. So that's like a whole era of what I was doing, kind of.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just
Yes.
things changing. But no, that EP I didn't like it very much, but I'm glad we got it out because so many people liked it. So, or it seems that way, you know. People
Yeah.
have told me they've liked it. When I say people, I mean like anyone. Like
Yeah.
I haven't gotten anything negative yet, so I don't regret releasing it. But personally, I'm not really into it. I'm ready for the next album. You know.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. Yeah. With Blood Comes Cleansing is such a good band, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I'm glad
I
you brought
remember pirating their first album when I was in middle.
that up. Nice. Yeah, I just saw them audio feed a couple weeks ago. Great
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to hang out with them for a little bit too. So that was really cool. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I always love. I mean, I would say them. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the two to me anyway, the two big bands at the forefront of Christian deathcore have been with Blood Comes Cleansing and Impending Doom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They both played like one after the other at audio feed.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that was insane, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
God, great stuff. Yeah. So, what's it like working with Chris from Heart? Look.
Working with him,
Mm-hmm.
I well, I mean, I just had him do vocals on a song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's all.
that's cool.
He's on Spit On, but on the new EP.
Yeah, no, he's been I guess one of the leaders in the scene for sure. Of course, he does so many different types of music on his album. Very controversial too, and I think it's always interesting to have like controversial people in Christian music. But you know, there's been quite a few like in our scene. So yeah, that's always fun.
You know, it is what it is. I can't. I'm not outspoken on like that. I mean, anything
That's
really.
great.
You know what I mean. I don't see the benefit. All you're doing is, you know, making people not want to hear what you got.
Being dramatic, basically.
Well, I mean that's the thing. Like, there's this cancerous, and it's not him either. Like,
Right.
it's not just this. It's kind of like overall. There's this like cancerous like behavior that people have where they think that if they pour their heart out for everyone to see on Facebook, it's going to somehow change someone's mind.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I'll be the first to admit everything that I consume is as far as like Facebook goes is an echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, not 100%, but it's like stuff that's catered to me and stuff that I agree with, like the Bible. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I'm not on there trying to like get mad because someone sees the world differently than me. I mean, I know the truth. You know what I mean? But being any type of way other than loving is not going to let someone else know the truth as well. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's actually a very good thing. 'Cause I think a lot of people do spend their time on social media trying to.
I don't know anybody's mind that's been changed from an argument on Facebook.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
Never. It's sad. And I feel like one of the more important parts of human interaction is body language.
Mm-hmm.
And you have no facial expression, you have no tone, you have no body language, and you're just throwing words, and it won't change your mind, but it'll definitely ruin your mood. You know what I mean? We're all susceptible to it if we're consuming, you know, social media. You'll see something that'll make you mad. I'm sure it's happened to everyone, but it's not good to just like obsess, and it makes you look like a fool. Yeah. You know, like I shouldn't know about the problems you're having in your family with your custody battle. Right. I just shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't know that. No, and if I know it, imagine who else knows it. You know.
I also don't
strangers know it
either. So, what's a I guess a band, specifically a Christian band, that is inspirational to you, to your style of music that you're really into? Like, who do you really look up to?
For Today, probably.
Okay, nice.
I like For Today a lot.
You've been listening to them for a long time, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For Today's awesome. For Today is the Christian band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It kind of sticks out.
So it's
but I don't
not. You're
know.
telling what
That
you're telling
influences
everybody.
what I do. I don't know.
It's not
I don't.
skillet. That's what you're saying.
No, 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 not. It's not skillet. It's for
Okay.
today.
Yeah, I agree, man. And God bless Skillet,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
I don't even consider them a metal band.
No, they're
No, they're
hard
hard
rock
rock.
at best. Yeah, hard
They're
rock.
Yeah,
hard rock. I remember
like
hearing them on the radio.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they're just on
exactly.
the rock station. They're
They're
radio
like rock
friendly.
anthems.
Yeah,
They're like
there's
a
nothing
heavier
wrong with it.
U2,
and they definitely don't play
a
metal
heavier
on the
U2
radio.
with.
So.
But see, as far as like radio rock and stuff, I really liked like System of a Down
Hmm.
and Chevelle. You know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Chevelle's
I
amazing.
love that
Yeah,
first
like that
Chevelle
stuff's
album
good.
was so good.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. But as far as like Skillet, I mean, I remember some songs from POD. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I don't know a lot of POD. I haven't checked out a lot of the
Hmm.
hard rock Christian
Oh
music.
man, check his pulse and see if he's alive. Is that true?
I really like people talk about Petra and I'm like or Xtol I think as well
Oh,
or
X-Tol's
I
awesome.
don't know what that is. I've never met anyone that was into that. Like
Wow.
Oh,
I'm seeing it
oh,
now.
you have now. Oh yeah, for sure.
I know
Yeah, go
War of
listen.
Ages. War of Ages is really good too. They were
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the My Children, My Bride was really good.
Yeah.
I'd say like
So yeah,
I
I
think
think this is.
everyone has a sound. They just
Mhm.
need to be able to find it.
What
So with
what
my
about
sound, I'm influenced by everything that I listen to, pretty whether it
sure.
be Lana Del Rey or Dying Fetus or something crazy.
Right. Yeah,
Like
Dying Fetus is always good for sure.
What
Yo,
about
so yeah, I'll
living?
give you.
Well, I was gonna say, what about Living Sacrifice? Do you ever
I
listen to them?
discovered Living Sacrifice last year, and they are awesome. They're
That's
Last
cool.
year.
1997. Like that's older than me.
Yeah, I
You
was
know.
Mhm.
about to say yes.
Yeah, I'm 26, so I was
Okay.
born a year after that album. Well,
I think that makes sense.
mhm.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah, I'll give you two recommendations real quick as far as the Expo stuff.
Okay.
Undeceived. Check out Undeceived for sure, and then check out Expo as a side project with one of the members called Flesh Killer. Check out
Yes.
their music for sure.
So good.
You said Flesh Killer.
Yeah, check out
Okay.
Flesh Killer.
Okay, I
Awaken is
got
the
them written
name of
down.
it.
I'll check it
And
out.
then Undeceived is the Expo album that's worth
Okay.
checking, especially for people that came out around the time like Living Sacrifice. That was a crazy time because Embodiment came out with their album Embrace the Eternal at that time. Like Living Sacrifice came out with the Hammering Process right after that.
Oh, I saw
Um,
that tour. So good.
yeah, oh god, like yeah, that whole time period. Of course, Zayo had just come out with "Where Blood and Fire," and then I think they were working on "Parade of Chaos"
It
around the
was
time. So it was
it was
just
a magical time.
Yeah, it sounds like a whole piece of history that I just don't
Yeah.
yeah,
know.
you were like 3. So I mean, what the heck?
I tell you, one of my wife's favorite songs is I know there's a few of them, but the violins that Extol used. Do you know what
Mhm.
song? What album was that on?
Yeah, that was Undeceived.
Was it Undeceived? Yeah, she loves
Mhm.
that. Like I can put that in the car and she's cool with it. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. I love orchestral stuff. So as far as your keyboard playing, we're just tying it right back in. So as far as your keyboard playing, do you do like are you like going or doing anything kind of orchestral on the next album or anything? You doing any?
There's some like synthy leads that kind of mimic an orchestra,
Mhm.
um, or at least that was the intention. But no, there's some stuff. It's not as crazy as Deception. I think I will say I don't know how much Glae you guys listen to, but a lot of the I like writing riffs, like guitar riffs that are like lots of slidey, weird, bendy stuff. There's a lot of
Mhm.
that on the next thing coming out. So it
Yeah,
still sounds weird, but it's not as much like, you know,
yeah. I think
sound.
I
Yeah.
think that my favorite like symphonic deathcore album I would say of all time even would be the Great Stone War by Winds of Plague.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
album, it reminds me a lot of Dimmu Borgir's album Death Cult Armageddon, but
I found those guys too. I was like, wow, this sounds really good for black metal or whatever
yeah,
it is.
Yeah, no, a lot of people when in black metal, of course, they tend to like their stuff like really lo-fi, but
But
then
yeah,
also
they like their stuff potato recorded.
right, right. Every once in a while, you'll find some people that just have flashes of brilliance and
Yeah.
decide
Oh
to get
yeah.
out of that and just actually write stuff that's worth deciphering. You
Yeah.
know?
And see that one caught my attention more than the near white noise stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, with nothing wrong with liking that. I have some of my closest friends like black metal, and every time they put it on, I'm like, all right, who's this?
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Somebody recording in the can. They just like.
Yeah,
In fact, they would just record in the garage and just put a tape recorder on. Like
yeah.
yes,
I love the authenticity of it. Like
yeah.
but it's for me, it's like the thought is cooler than the actual. Like I'm not spinning it. I'm sorry, I don't want
Yeah,
to hear.
no, that makes total sense, dude.
Yeah,
Like it's almost like you had to be there, right? You had to
yeah,
be there in the
right,
moment.
right.
Oh my goodness. I really hope that I know this is wishful thinking at the moment, but I really hope that at some point in the future you're able to do at least a couple of shows, man.
Oh, I mean, it's not off the table. I feel like the demand has to be there because it's going to
Right.
be a lot of preparation either way.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually trying to do a live thing with a guitarist where I was teaching him the set list.
Mm-hmm.
We were just going to use a drum backtrack, as lame as that is, but we just never. I got too busy, and we were both in that last band I was in that I played drums in,
Dude,
and
all you need is a
so
laptop.
we
I
just.
was like, yeah, tell the whole band to learn your songs.
No,
How
Oh,
about
no,
they
that?
were willing to. They really were. They really wanted to, and I was like, we're focused on Patty B, okay? Like
you just need
this
a
is
laptop and a microphone, man. Come on, that's
pretty much. I mean,
mean-
I could do that.
I've done it once.
Honestly, but I want to have a little bit more than just me on a stage
Yeah.
yelling. But
Yeah,
I would go see it. Like if I wouldn't be sad if I went and saw a headlining band and then their openers and whatever you call them was just happened to be like a 2 or 1 man performance. Like I wouldn't be against that, but
I
you
mean,
know, I don't know.
68
It's
has
possible.
only got 2 members and they kill it. So
Who?
68.
Okay.
It's Josh Scoggins. He was originally in
Yeah, from
Ludacris,
Cherry.
which turned into Norma Jean, the band
Yeah.
Norma Jean.
Okay.
Yeah. And now and then he was in the Chariot,
Mm-hmm.
and now his band's called 68. It's just him on guitar and a drummer, but they make it work, dude. I've seen
Okay.
them
See,
about
yeah, but you
5
got the
times.
drums and the guitar though.
Yeah.
So that makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah. So it is a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have the white stripes, right? No.
And American Arson's
Right.
American Arson's another band with 2 members.
Mhm.
So I mean,
Okay.
definitely can work.
Mm-hmm.
What's 1 or 2 of your favorite live shows you've ever been to?
When we saw Ocean's 8 Alaska, Phineas, and some French band I don't remember. That was really good. I went to university for a year. Okay, so when I was in university for that year, we went and saw so many Greensboro hardcore shows. Like, we'd go like every week. And that's how I found like Kawanashi and Knocked Loose and Traders,
Mm-hmm.
like I actually saw them. But I would end up like I wouldn't go now, like it's very or at least there it was. I've never been like knocked out before until I was going to those shows. Like I would
At Knocked Out?
Yeah. No, at the end of Kawanashi's set, the first time I saw him, this kid just came up and it was like the last breakdown, last everything of the set, and I got punched right in the face. Wow. And then I remember like going straight back, get back up, and then somebody hit me again. And then my buddy was like, yo. So, like, I was knocked out 2 times in a row. Like, I probably had a concussion. Okay. Like, it wasn't good.
That is insane, dude.
But, like, now being, like, having responsibility and, like, you know, I can't go and get hurt like that. As much fun as it was, I didn't care. It didn't hurt my feelings. You know, it was
Right.
great. Like that's what you get, and
Yeah.
I'm not into that now. But I'd say now, yeah, Ocean State, Alaska, and then we saw Born of Osiris last year, and that was
Oh
Okay.
God, yo! So Born of Osiris, those are my
yeah,
dudes, man.
they're so good. They're
Every
so
time,
good. Oh, that's my wife's
they're
favorite band.
No way.
Mhm.
really.
She told me that 2 days ago. She said, "You know what? I think this is my favorite band." I'm like, okay,
Well, I'm
that's
just going to
great.
go out on a limb and say you better keep her.
Well,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
stuck with her, so.
yeah. So Joel, who actually just left the band recently,
Uh-huh.
keyboardist, secondary vocalist, like we met at, I think it might have been like, I don't know if it was a summer slaughter, but it was some metal tour. It was years ago. It might be like 2013, and they were, like really just starting to come up. So ever since
That's
then, I've
awesome.
kept in touch with all of them a lot. We're like
Yeah,
really
that's
good
right. I
friends.
Really?
forgot you actually knew
Yeah.
those guys. Yeah.
So what? Born of Osiris, you're tight.
Like
Hmm.
you don't know
What?
Jay's he's well known.
I
He,
Okay.
didn't do it. But
Jay knows
dude.
everybody from X-Stole to Babyface. He knows them all. It doesn't.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Yo, yeah, I love music, man. It's a great thing. I actually do music for a living now, and it's been cool. A lot of, I would say, even though I have a band now and stuff, most of my involvement in music has been as a session musician and playing live for various artists. So yeah, so it's like one of those things. Like every week, I'm learning a certain amount of songs to play for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically a side man. I
Yeah.
made it career side man.
No, and
But
that can be very lucrative. I've
Musician
met
for
a few
hire.
people that, but you've also got to be really good.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
you most likely are very good. And me, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, dude, it's wild. But yeah, and it might be like, it might be blues one week, it might be jazz. Like I just
Right.
did a jazz gig last week, and
That's super
it was
cool.
like almost 3 hours of traditional, like basically 20s to like 40s jazz. So
Oh
that
wow.
was
Okay.
interesting. I
That's
like it
awesome.
though.
Straight. You
So
said
yeah, well, we had breaks, but yeah, it was 3. It was 9 to 12 for sure,
wow.
and it was like.
That's awesome.
It
That's
was like
awesome.
6 vocalists, and they were just kind of going back and forth doing songs.
And
So yeah,
Okay.
what were you playing?
I was playing keys. Here's what's crazy: I was playing keys and I was playing key bass at the same time, and it was me and a drummer. So that was kind of interesting.
Dude,
That's cool.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just saw a couple different bands, but I don't know if you remember Wishbone Ash. They were like a 70s
I heard that
band,
name.
and then a band called Focus, which was another. They
Yeah, I remember
started in
Focus. Yeah.
'69. They're like weird instrumental, and then I saw Asia was the headliner. Asia was amazing.
Yeah,
Only one
Asia's
original
so-
member, but
Right.
Focus,
They're old.
the main guy for Focus was playing an electric organ and a
Yeah.
flute at the same time.
Oh,
That's cool.
nice.
So
I love
I
it.
was like, yeah, they're very
Dude, that is
interesting
so
band. But it was cool to see them live once, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I was gonna say, Zach, you just said something about such and such not being, you don't know how good you are, but your work musically, on multiple instruments is very impressive. I was actually going to ask you if you do session work at all.
No, I've definitely thought about it, but I just get stressed out thinking about it.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I'm like, I don't know, because look, and don't take this the wrong way, and I don't think it's you, okay? But
Uh-huh.
I have this strange. No, it's not strange. I've accumulated this opinion that most musicians that I meet around here
Mhm.
are the worst people. Like I can't do it. Like,
No, I understand.
you know what I
Trust.
mean? And that's just what I'm sure that's just what I'm seeing, but it's just like, yeah, I can't vibe with him. And if I'm going to be doing anything creative, I can't, I'm not going to get it out this way. You know what I mean?
Right,
I
dude.
feel like I'm an introverted, or I'm an introverted extrovert in a
Yeah,
way.
you're an ambivert, basically.
Yeah, my social battery is pretty good depending on who I'm with.
Right. Yeah.
I
My
think that's
social battery
fair.
is the
And I'm very
worst.
tolerant of people. Like, I'm annoying myself. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's just like, I don't know. And it's been musicians a lot of the time. It's like,
Yeah.
there's, you know the vibe you get when you're with somebody and you think everything's cool. And it's like, hold on. This is a competition now. It's like, I don't want to do this.
So,
You know, I don't know. But I have thought about it, and I don't think it's for me. Not now, at least. Maybe if
Right, yeah.
the car,
No,
if everything was right, I'd be down. You know,
yeah, that's fair,
does
man. I mean,
does your wife listen to your music?
no.
No.
Oh my gosh, she's a horrible liar, and every time she says, "Yeah, I love your music," I'm like, right,
hilarious.
okay. What's your favorite song? Yeah. No, I
Track
don't
three.
care. I don't make music for my friends and family. I just don't. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of my friends are like, I have friends that listen to metal, you know, all different sorts of stuff. You know what I mean? But no, I don't get offended if like my wife likes all sorts of metal. You know,
Mhm.
um, but no, it's just I haven't made anything good enough for her yet. I guess.
Oh well, no, that's funny, dude. No, you're
Yeah.
good.
You're
But
trying.
no, she's very she's very open and appreciative of it, and but I don't look to her for validity in
Sure.
it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
There's a
understand.
lot of the time, like if I'm listening to a mix, there's a lot of the time she'll be, you know, around and be like, "What was that? What were you doing there?"
Right.
And I'm like, "This is what it is," you know. But no, my wife doesn't really like I said, she says she does, but she don't. If I'm around, she'll say she'll watch it or she'll listen to it. Like the music video, she thought the music video was like embarrassing. Did you guys see that?
I didn't get to see the
think
music
I,
video, but
I think I
Oh,
did.
the one with the chickens
The
you
and
chicken.
kept on this planet.
no, it was just like chickens and we had guns, and cigars.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
It was
okay,
it was
yeah,
goofy.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
she was
fun
like
though.
embarrassed.
No, but it's fun though. You know, it's
Yeah, it was
memorable.
totally to be goofy. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like,
It's
why are you
not.
wearing the necklace?
It's not for everybody. You know.
Yeah,
It's all
no.
good.
But yeah, I'm doing another music video soon for
Okay.
one of the songs that I actually showed you guys earlier.
Now,
Oh, cool.
do you do all that yourself, or do you hire somebody to shoot it for you?
I hired somebody for the last one. We might have to do it all in house this
Yeah.
next time around.
Hmm.
It wasn't like too expensive, but I got a lot going on. Uh, you know, paying for a music video right now. Like I just finished catching up with all the mixing and mastering expenses for this album. So I kind of want to chill for a second, you know,
Hmm.
maybe not spend a few $100s on you know, getting a video shot and edited right now. But I think Seth from the label was telling me he could easily edit footage if we send it to him. So we might do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's going to be very like country, you know.
There we
I'm,
go.
I'm gonna have the acoustic and a cowboy hat, and my buddies are gonna be there doing the same thing.
So you're
So,
covering a Billy Ray Cyrus song? Is that what you said?
no, no, no. It'll look like it,
It'll look like it.
It-
Okay.
but it'll just be the ninth song off the album.
Oh wait. Do you
Yeah.
know who Billy Ray Cyrus is?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I grew up with I was the Hannah Montana generation.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, so we know who he is. We know that weirdo.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is wild, man. Well, word. Well, let's talk about Christianity for a second. I know we
My favorite.
obviously look. Yeah. First, I was gonna ask if you're a band of Christians or are you a Christian band, but I mean, it's only one of you.
It's just it's just me.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm not afraid to not mention God in every song, but I almost do. So with the band I had before, it was obscene, it was vulgar, it was gross, and I remember being like, "This is not me. This isn't a good representation of me. This doesn't align with what I believe. Like this is just gross, like stuff. You know what I mean? It's not. I didn't feel good about it, and I was like, when I started Glae, I was like, I want to make music that I, at the very least, don't feel bad about. You know, And I want to. I mean, I was maturing too. I mean, I still am a young adult, you know. But when I was like, what year was it? 21. I was like 23 or 24 when I decided to restart, rebrand, and do all that
Okay.
with Glae. But yeah, no, if you've read my lyrics, I mean, it's hard to miss.
Yeah.
You know, everything, because I'm really interested in reality and what do you call it? Uh, the intelligent design of things that we can see and far beyond what we can see. It's very like evident that there is something, and then you start reading the Bible and it's like, you know, it's too apparent
Yeah.
in my life. You know what I mean? Like there's not a day that goes by where I'm just like, yeah, no, this was all me or this was all them, or you know, no, there's a lot more than just self. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't subscribe to the, and I never did because it just didn't make sense to me. The we are God thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That is the complete opposite of
Yeah.
how I see things. You know what I mean? So at the least I can do is you know, write what I write. I'm a Christian. It it's a Christian band, I guess. If you as far as Christian music goes, it would have to be, you know. But I don't ride on the Christian thing. Like I was sick of the ideas how to network. That's how I ran into your group. I mean, looking
Awesome.
in because I wanted to find people that were doing what I was doing, and that's how I
Yeah.
met a lot of the people that I know now through the music. You
Oh,
know,
nice.
yeah,
That's
no, it's certainly opened the door for people like me, like one man Christian deathcore bands. Like I would have
Mhm.
never, you know what I mean? That's not something you usually run into, but
I love that.
it
That's so
made it a
good.
lot easier to find like minded and
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
not so like minded, and then you know, but people doing the same thing, you
That's
know.
definitely a benefit of the group is connections and things like that. Are you familiar with the band Shamash? Have you heard
No,
them? They're you
no.
need to check them
Oh
out.
yeah,
They're
you
out
gotta
of
check them out too for sure.
yeah. We interviewed
Okay,
so yeah SMASHA. Is that right? No. S
Sma-
A
SHAMASH.
M A S H. Yeah, Shamash. Yeah. So they're from Malaysia, and the singer is actually one of our moderators in the group. But he
okay,
joined several years ago, and through connections in the group, he actually got signed. His band got signed through connecting with a record label. Uh,
nice.
they're on a sub label for Rottweiler. So
Okay,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
and honestly, that's kind of what happened with me. I
Oh, really?
mean, no one knew what Glae was until the Christian metal groups, and
Okay.
mainly, dare I say it, the one you guys run. You
Yeah.
know, because I mean that's pretty much, if you look around, it's the most popular one. I'm pretty sure on Facebook.
Yeah, we're at almost at 151. I mean, not 100. At 51,000 now. So
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
that's
I don't even know that many people. You know,
51,000 people from all over the world, though. I mean, it's
Yeah,
yeah,
literally
absolutely.
all over the world. It's pretty.
yeah,
It's amazing what God's done. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, truly, truly.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I probably wouldn't have gotten any contact with anyone without it.
yeah,
You
Hmm.
know, like it's been a very useful networking tool. It is part of the reason why I have a Facebook, because if you
yeah,
couldn't tell from what we were talking about before, I'm not really a huge fan of it. I don't like the whole like invasion of privacy, like
yeah.
at your own doing. Like I'm not trying to do that, you know.
Yeah,
But
you're not the
that's
only one to
another
say
thing.
that for sure.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about the needing to know a lot about a musician's like personal life in order to listen to their music? Like I've been seeing that more than a handful of times. And I'm not
Oh
just
God, this is
first
so
off, I
good.
know you guys can't control the group. Like that's not like a, you can't stop that, or you know. But what do you think of that like whole mindset?
I think
Like
if we knew more, that there would be very few bands that anybody listened to. I mean,
Amen.
if you know what I'm
right,
saying. Like if you
Yeah.
really knew, I mean, there's definitely some outspoken, and people can say, "Hey, I choose to listen to this because of that, or not because of that."
Hmm.
But it's like the big corporations even that do that. If I know a corporation supports abortion, I will choose
Hmm.
not to spend my money with them.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
but there's a lot of them out there that are neutral, and you don't know, and so they just because I remember one time, I believe it was Michael Jordan, and they asked him why you let a Republican support something or whatever, and he's like, Republicans buy shoes too. That's all he said.
Hmm.
He's like,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter to me. I mean,
Right.
so yeah, I mean, if it's not something inherently evil or outright evil, I usually don't have a problem with it. What's your
Hmm.
take on that, Jay?
Yo, I'll say just as a person that deals with a lot of musicians on a regular basis, that some of the people that are the most shunned because they're like gay or something,
Hmm.
you know, are actually some of the people that I've had the best dealings with. A lot of people that seem to just be I feel like a lot of people are obsessed with trying to figure out what's going on in people's personal lives,
Hmm.
or if they're Christian enough according to their criteria. And I find that those people are usually the most difficult people to work with anyway.
Hmm.
So it's like, yo, like I said, as a musician, I think I used to be hung up on that. And I even used to be hung up on like whether to work with Christian bands, or kind of used to kind of come down on people for daring to do secular music.
Hmm.
But as you go through life and you live life, it's like, yo, like it doesn't have to be this deep.
Right. Right.
It doesn't. Like, and I think, just like Jimmy said, there are some principles for sure that you should stand.
Right.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying?
I
But I mean,
totally align with that. Yeah.
yeah, but at the same time, you're just not gonna know it, everybody, because people may be hiding stuff. I think we see it all the time in Christian music and even in evangelism with TV preachers or whoever else. Somebody's getting exposed. We see politicians that, in fact, a lot of times we see politicians that have spent their whole, or preachers that spent their whole platform talking about how bad the gays are, and they end up
Mhm.
being gay themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gays. Yeah.
And it's like, what the heck, Like, so you just don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have to leave some of that stuff up to God, and just pray
And
that the decisions that you make, whether it be music, you know, whether you eat or drink, do it all to the glory of God for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that when we start trying to judge people, I think the other thing is like, just like Jesus said, the same criteria that you use to judge other people is going to be the same criteria that's used for
Right.
you. So we all have to be careful, because that's a heck of a warning. It's like,
Hmm.
do I want people like looking at my life in that same way? Like, that
Right.
I'm looking at other people's, like, it won't be pretty if you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a really good subject, man. Because
Hmm.
yeah, and it gets annoying because we do have a lot of people in the group that be like, "Oh, they're not Christian enough. They do this." There's a few poster boys for, I guess, criticism.
Hmm.
For good or for bad. Some
Oh
people,
yeah. I've
some
seen.
people for being too conservative. Some people for being too liberal, so to
Hmm.
speak, or what people perceive as
Yeah.
too liberal, or whatever else. So that it really becomes interesting. And the thing is, a lot of it isn't affecting any of their lives, man. It's
Nope.
like, it's not affecting your life. Like, why are you mad? And in fact, I think one thing that I talked about in our little private group, as you know, Jimmy, I was like, yo, this is descending into gossip. And I even joke
Mhm.
sometimes, like, y'all trying to be a Christian TMZ or what? Like, not to the admins and moderators, but I say it to people in the group sometimes, like, what is this TMZ in here, man? Like, what are y'all doing?
Real time coverage.
Right, exactly. And people
Yeah.
always want to be the first to post up too. Like, yeah, oh my God, Michael Sweet took a picture with King Diamond. Oh, let's post it.
He had a cigar in his mouth.
Oh, he had a cigar. Oh my God, the sin of cigars.
Yeah. That's a bad one. No,
Oh.
sin is bad, but if it's cigar related, it's a lot worse.
Right.
But
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
that is kind of like how some people are, but I'm not really worried about some people, you know.
Yeah, I know, right? I
I
think
do
it's
read that stuff. I'm an observer 100%. Like
Mhm.
I'm seeing, someone's having a little fit. I'm gonna read it. If I see it, at the very least, you see how other people responded. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm thankful that we have a great team of admins and moderators
Mhm.
because with there being so many people in the group, there's so
Oh
much
yeah.
that one of us will not catch, or
There,
quite a few of us might not catch.
I
people.
used to
Yeah.
have a. Oh, I don't want to interrupt you. Here you
No,
go.
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say in relation to that, where I got the Glae name is
Mhm.
it was from a old school RuneScape clan that I used to run, and there
Mhm.
was like over 200 people in it, and and it was just me and like a few friends that I got to help moderate it, and
Mhm.
it was rough. So I can't imagine 51,000 people. Like, oh my god, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. But
Yeah.
that's where I got the name. My screen name on there was Glaeser, and everyone just called me Glae.
Ah,
And then I was like, okay,
Nice.
I'm gonna use that because it's just me, you know. But anyway, sorry.
That's cool. No, that's totally cool. Well, here's my last question anyway. So, what is your favorite thing about being a Christian?
um, being able to draw lines that make sense. Like, I don't feel like I'm living my life on the edge of like, I don't know. It's not depressing. That's nice. So, salvation is nice. I
Mhm.
mean, my favorite thing about I can't pick one favorite thing about being Christian, but I will say I don't think I'm better because of it. In fact, I think I'm worse in a way. you know, like you being able to recognize that. Uh,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I could have turned out to be a completely different person. And honestly, the longer you wait, to get your life together and everything, the harder it is sometimes.
yeah.
And I feel like the Spirit has definitely led me in a much more fruitful um, direction, throughout my life. Because I could have easily turned into like anything. You know what I mean? Like there was always a strong sense of direction. You know
Yeah.
that like intuition and everything like that. It's
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it properly, but just being able to be comfortable in that and knowing how to see through BS, for lack of better words, because
Yeah. No, no.
we're constantly being lied to about
Oh yeah.
almost everything.
Of course.
So, um, yeah, I mean the Bible talks about that too. It covers a lot of the things that I think about. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
We're,
But
we're
I
seeing
guess
so much
that's
fulfillment.
that's a good thing about being a Christian. I guess it's
Man,
just
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's
being
awesome.
Yes.
aware. I don't feel
Yeah.
like I'm blindly believing this. Like I feel like this is it. You know, I don't even just feel like it. There's historical evidence. I mean, the Bible is like a historical document. You know.
Well,
PJ, this has been fun.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for
Oh man,
sure.
absolutely, man. God bless you, bro.
Well, you have a great day, man.